Depends all on Chris Franklin.
Okay, well, wow, that's big. Do I get a cut of the profits?
No.
Not at all. But you know
not
what?
at all.
This is the first weekend in a while that we have zero chance of rain both Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I was going to say both Saturday and Sunday, but the festival's 4 days. So not a drop of rain. We got our rainfall out of our system this morning and quite a bit yesterday morning. Rainfall long gone. Still have the lingering cloud cover though. And it saw some at least measurable rain. Nothing nearly as heavy as what we had to deal with on Sunday morning. Morning rainfall is generally a little more than a trace, few hundredths of an inch here and there. Did pick up 0.13 out at Lakefront, and then a little bit heavier as we got down towards central and southern Plaquemines Parish. But that was it. Rain is now long gone, moving well off to our east, but it's been a struggle to get rid of the cloud cover. But the cloudy skies all day today really kept us very cool. I thought if we would see some sunshine, maybe more upper 60s, we stayed lower 60s, and that was brief. Right now, 59 degrees is our current reading with dew points lower, winds still pretty breezy. So today, it's kind of a reminder that we can still get chilly even into early April. Today's high was 63, well below our average of 77. In fact, probably not going to be near average until we get more toward the middle of the week before another front moves on through on Thursday, kind of keeping the cool weather around, or at least mild to warm weather as we head into this weekend. Thankfully, no 80s in the 7-day forecast, at least until we get toward Monday. Temperature-wise, 50s and low 60s outside right now. Humidity much, much lower, and still a bit of a breeze. Now, the winds will be settling through the evening and night, and as we head early into the day tomorrow and through the day, winds are going to be very light out of the north, about 5 to 10 miles an hour, and we'll no longer have those wind gusts. So finally more spring-like. Last week with those 80s, I'd say a little bit more early summer than our spring. Low humidity all this week, no weekend rain. We're also going to be watching the Mississippi River. We've had some big rains up to our north, and eventually that will make it farther south. First, though, the extended forecast. Big upper trough is what's swept on through. So we'll have some of that low cloudiness hanging around us at the moment with all of the rainfall moving along the east coast. We will see the clearing line get a little bit farther down to the south through later this evening, and certainly during the overnight, and then mostly clear skies. High pressure moves in. Next several days, mostly sunny, gorgeous weather through the end of the week and weekend. Now, as we got into this cooler weather, just a sign that we still can get chilly this time of year. As we get into April, you're seeing less and less frequent cold fronts, and usually when we do see a front, it tends to bring in cooler, maybe chilly air as opposed to colder air. While we still can get cold, that's even less frequently, but very pleasant all across much of the nation thanks to this deep upper level trough. Now, this pattern is going to stick with us until about Thursday. As we head into Thursday, high temperatures could get near 80 degrees. Then we're going to see another upper trough. Notice this one, though, a little bit more of a focus across the Ohio Valley and parts of the Great Lakes, so not as dramatic of a drop in temperature, but it will keep us very pleasant Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. By Monday, I'd mentioned maybe the 80s coming back. That's because we're going to start to see this upper level ridging build in, and it looks like much of next week may be more into the lower mid 80s. So our high temperature forecast, at least through the weekend, warmest day being Thursday, then kind of keeping that actually near seasonal temperature for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then a warming trend as we head toward Monday. Also, the pattern is keeping us rather dry. We're going to have really one day of that onshore wind coming back off of the Gulf, and that's really late Wednesday into Thursday, so a little bit more of a damp feel, but really dry weather. This is not humid by any means, and certainly dew points going into early next week in the 60s is not humid at all. Had some big rains this weekend, but more of a focus up to our north, and in particular across parts of the Ohio Valley. This in the Ohio River flows toward the lower Mississippi. Most of the water that flows past New Orleans with regards to our rivers doesn't come from the upper Mississippi. It actually comes from the Ohio, and because of those huge amounts, and if you haven't seen any of the flooding in Kentucky, it is substantial. We are expecting that the Mississippi will be on the rise. It looks like we're going to stay below flood stage, but certainly something that we'll have to look at closer as we get closer toward mid-April when those water levels are exposed to at least reach peak, probably staying below flood levels, but we will see. As far as our high temperatures go, again, I've mentioned we're going to stay a little bit cooler than normal, maybe a little above average for Thursday. Beautiful weather as we head toward our weekend, Palm Sunday, beautiful weather, and then back to the 80s as we head into next week.